Hello, everyone. This is Sanguine Sweetheart, and welcome to another half-baked review, courtesy of me. This is a half-baked review of Species Unknown, a co-op survival horror shooter that's similar to Dead Space, Outlast, and Alien Isolation. I have to be fairly honest. This game has to be one of the best co-op survival horror games that I've played, especially considering the fact you can play this solo and solo offline, meaning you literally just go offline on Steam and just play this game by yourself, and you can actually get like missions and contracts completed without much hassle. And the thing is, though, is that the footage you're seeing right now isn't of the game's full release. This is just a demo. This is just a 1 hour slice of what you get, and I will explain the reason why it's an hour. But yeah, this is a co-op survival horror game that's similar to Aliens, Dead Space, and Outlast. And you'll see in the footage later of what I mean by that. The main objective in this game is that you are a mercenary and your job is to do missions that involve going to a derelict ship that went dark, finding out what happened, and doing the main objective that you've chosen on the mission board, depending on the situation. And in the demo, there's only one, and that's extract the data, which is basically all you need to do is go in the ship, find the black box, bring it to the shuttle, and make your way out without having an alien board your shuttle. And before I continue any further with said review, I would highly recommend you guys to try the game out right now. The demo just released, I think, yesterday, if I'm correct, and it just got an update today. And I played two versions of the demo, technically speaking. The demo yesterday, I think they did a couple changes, optimization, because the game felt a lot smoother, differently this time. There was a shotgun in the previous version of the demo. I can't find it in this one. Either it's somewhere where I literally have looked everywhere and I mislooked, or like literally just looked over it, or it's like it was removed for a reason. But point I'm trying to get across is that the demo's out. You could try it out, and you won't take up much of your time. It's only an hour, considering the fact that of the reason I'll mention up ahead. And just literally pause this video, stop watching, go play the demo, try it out for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Try the demo out yourself. But for anybody who is either lazy, don't have the room in their PC, or just wants to watch the review and is stuck around, welcome. I will explain why this game is really cool, fun, and I would recommend it to anybody regardless of the demo or the early access release on the 23rd of October. Let's start off with the good. This game is atmospheric as all hell. Quite literally, I literally got engrossed into the game when I first started the demo. As soon as I jumped in and I saw the dead bodies and blood scattered around the entire ship, I was immediately hooked. Literally, the ship is filled with dead bodies, blood. The place is dark at first because you have to go turn the power on in the command deck. And it's very desolate. It's quiet. All you hear is the ambiance of the ship's like environment, and like occasional sounds from the creature, depending on what you're dealing with, from above in the vents, because they like to travel in the vents, which is even scarier. That's why it said like gives off a Dead Space and Aliens isolation vibe. And it also has like a bit of like investigation along with the atmosphere. Like you have to look at dead bodies, and like as soon as you turn the power on, you go in and read the specimen codex that lets you know that what creature you're dealing with, depending on what you hear in the environment, what you see in the environment and stuff, how the victims have been murdered and such. And it's just very wild. Also, it's extremely dark, and I mean literally Outlast 1, Outlast 2, Outlast Trials dark. You can't see squat without your flashlight on. And you have to make sure that you keep your flashlight charged too, because if it's not fully charged, you won't be able to see much. And once you turn the power on, you get a giant map of the ship, see the lay of the land, where you have to go, what you have to do. And you also have your mini map, but it doesn't show all of the map. It also shows the also there's some other things too. And as you can see from the demo information on top right, there's only 2 specimens available. It is the mutant and the ethereal. The ethereal enemy is very interesting, and the mutant's also pretty interesting too. But I'm not gonna discuss how the monsters work. You can pause the video and read the information you see on screen for the specific monster that I've confirmed is on the map, and you can go from there once you try the demo out. But aside from that, the atmosphere and the environment just hook you in immediately, because it literally is just a derelict ship with dead bodies strewn about. And the best part is, this game looks good graphically, and it runs relatively well. Look how pretty this game is. And the worst part is that this is on medium settings with a resolution scale of 70, and the game still looks relatively good. Sure, yeah, there's a couple moments where I pick up items and you see a bit of ghosting, but it is based off the lighting and some other things. But the game looks good, and that's another positive I give. The game looks really good, regardless of what you do with the settings. Another positive I would grab is the gameplay. Sure, yeah, the only objective in the demo at the moment is to extract the data, which is to go get the black box and like bring it back to the shuttle. But the gameplay, from what I felt in the previous version of the demo and this version of the demo, from the footage you're seeing on screen, is really good. You basically have to run around the ship and find not only credit chips that are lying around for extra cash, which vary in quantity. A level 1 credit chip gives you 5 credits, level 2 gives you 10, level 3 gives you 15. But you also need to run around and find equipment, whether it's a gun or security key cards. The security cards are needed to unlock specific doors of the ship so you can keep exploring and get to your objective a lot more efficiently. There's also, as I said, weapons that are lying around on the ship. As of this demo, as I said, I haven't found the weapon, but in the previous demo it was a shotgun, a pump action shotgun, and it felt good to use. It was punchy, sounded good, it literally felt like I was shooting a legitimate shotgun. It was a decent weapon, but I kind of feel like the reason why they got rid of it is probably because one of the monsters, the ethereal, can kill you if you even try shooting at it, because of its mechanic that the monster has. But it was a really good gun, and I have to give a plus to that. The gunplay felt really good. The exploration feels good, and doing the objectives feels nice, especially considering the fact that it encourages you to explore, especially if you have the mini map equipment, which is the only equipment you have in the demo. And the next thing I would like to get into that is really good is the interactable environment. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do in the environment that makes it easier for you to traverse, or makes it harder for the monster to detect you. So, for example, as you've seen from the footage just now, I went into the canteen and turned on the shutters, making it so that while I can't see the monster can't see me, making it so that I can run around in the canteen looking for supplies, credit chips, key cards, without having to deal with the monster trying to chase me down and attack me while I'm in the canteen, which is nice. There's also emergency stims that are meant to I believe they're meant to heal you in case you don't have a chance of getting to the medical supplies, or they're meant to help other teammates depending on the situation. And there's a live system too. Basically, once you get on the ship or turn the power on, there'll be these respawn pods, and if you interact with the terminal on the respawn pods, you'll be able to respawn at that given spot. And depending on the difficulty of the mission and the mission type, the respawn count could vary. Right now, since this is the demo and this is the only mission you get to play, which is extract the data, you get 9 lives for the entire team, meaning you have 9 chances for the entire squad to be able to complete the objective. And once you run out of those lives, it's 0. And they hit 0, it's a game over. The lowest I've seen the live count go was 2 lives. And that was like I think the very last mission on the second hardest difficulty aggression level for the monster, which was like, I think level 3. It only goes up to 4. And I think it was a what was it? A self-destruct mission. There's multiple missions. You don't get to play them in the demo, but there's multiple missions going to be released. There's a 5th one, I think, but I forgot the name of it. But what I remember is that aside from extract the data, there's missions to kill the monster, there's missions to capture the monster, and there's a mission to, as I said, blow up the entire ship along with the monster with it. And there's actually an interesting mechanic with that one. When you activate the self-destruct, if you activate self-destruct, the respawn pods deactivate, meaning that you have one chance to get off the ship before it blows. Meaning if the monster kills you, it's game over. If you don't make it, it's game over. And if you do something stupid that gets you killed, like blow up an explosive canister on your feet on accident, it's game over. And it's actually quite interesting how that's a thing, because that incentivizes you to know the layout of the ship, find the possible route that's the shortest and most efficient, and then escape without getting murdered. Now, some other good things that I would like to mention is that this game also has controller support. And that's a good thing for someone who likes to deviate between mouse controls and controller controls, because being able to deviate between the two makes me ambidextrous, especially since I got this controller from a friend of mine that's like a PlayStation controller, which is really good, to be honest, because I like the stick placement, but I also like the special little buttons in the back that feel like an Xbox controller and stuff like that. And I used to play Xbox, and it's compatible with Xbox controls, and I think also with PlayStation, but you only get Xbox prompts. So, it's just a little thing you have to like consider, but it's a fun time. I like the fact that the game has controller support and mouse and keyboard support. It's really good mouse and keyboard support too, because you can rebind your keys. And aside from that, there's also equipment that you can purchase that's not in the demo, such as a threat detector, which is basically like the little like enemy ping radar thing from the threat scanner from the Aliens games, Aliens Colonial Marines, Aliens Isolation, and like Aliens versus Predator and all the other games. That's what that item literally is. It's literally a threat detector. However, they also get upgrades, and there's also other pieces of equipment such as a stim, a shield, and there's also armor upgrades you can get, increasing the armor that you can have so you can take less damage, increasing your stamina, your battery power, and when the game fully releases, you'll be able to customize your own character and such, and possibly buy some other equipment such as guns and stuff that you can use along the way, and upgrades for the ship. The shuttle actually has upgrades that you can put in, such as installing like an ammo box, a healing station, and like a specimen container so you can do the capture missions. The things that I want to go over that kind of irk me, it's only one thing that needs changing. Actually, two things. Is that the controller controls cannot be rebound. You can't rebind the controller controls at all. They're stuck the way they are. And while that's not a bad thing, because when I look at the controls, they're not bad like at all. Like, they're actually pretty decent controls. It kind of makes it so that you're limited on like being able to remap buttons depending on how you play games. Like, if you're a bumper jumper player, well, you can't really jump in this game, but if you're a bumper user, like, you use bumpers a lot more, or like if you're a person who does the claw technique and stuff like that, and you need buttons placed in specific locations or like specific bindings to make it easier on you, yeah, it kind of sucks that there's no option to rebind, but there might be an option since the game is going to be in early access that might change that. Another thing is that there's not a lot of options in the settings for optimization, aside from reducing the resolution and other things. There's not a lot of like, there's no DLSS or AMD options, there's no FOV slider, there's no like like other options to like change and stuff like that that would like benefit people who have lower end systems. But there are a decent set. It's just that there's not a lot of options to go around for people who have lower end systems, so it kind of sucks on their part. But aside from that, though, all the positives may outweigh the cons, and the game runs relatively well too. And as I said, looks good. And I would love to recommend this game a lot, especially the full release once it comes out. I really hope it's like a decent price that I can actually afford, because I don't have a lot of cash on me, but I would love to try the game out when it full releases. Aside from that, though, I would recommend the game. Try the demo out. As for suggestions, which I would love to get into, I would love for there to be like pure modifiers. Like, what do I mean by pure modifiers? I mean modifiers that like modify like the game in general. Like the ship has low oxygen, so you can't sprint often, or like you run out of stamina easily, or like you're on a timer. Making sure that the monster is like it barely shows up, but it does a lot of damage or something like that. Like poison gas, so you can't bring any weapons, or else you might blow the ship up entirely. Like make it so that like there's like other like small creatures scattered about that you need to kill off that could potentially get you caught by the monster due to all the noise. And I was also thinking of some other options for like upgrades for characters, like having like a suit ship system, kind of similar to how Moro's Protocol does it, and Prey does it, where you have modules that you could put in your suit for the head, the body, and the legs, and it would benefit you depending on the chip type. It'll benefit you greatly, but give you a downside, benefit you a little bit, and no downsides, or give you a very heavy downside, but give you a very big upside. Like, for example, like you can have a suit upgrade for the helmet that gives you the mini-map and the threat detector at the same time, but if you get spotted by the monster, or if you're getting pursued, it jams, or like it starts to malfunction, or like make it so that the flashlight has less battery because you need more energy for the threat detector minimap module. There could be like a body mod the body chip mod that gives you active health regen at the cost of taking more damage, or health items giving less health. There could be a mod for the legs to make it so that you could sprint faster, but at the cost of your stamina regenerating a lot slower, like very slowly. There could be a bunch of other like mods too, like replacing the flashlight with night vision, or making you have the ability to like activate a cloak, and at the cost of it draining your stamina meter or stuff like that. It'll be really cool, and it'll add a lot of options for the players to try. Not to mention the demo, you can't customize your character but until the full release comes out, which even then, the game's demo is really good. Like, I would highly recommend it. I really wish I could get the demo review, but I can't, because the game's going to be in early access and it's not going to be the full product compared to other games where it's the full product and the demo is just like a slice of the game itself. But yeah, I highly recommend the game. I thoroughly enjoyed my time for how much I played, and the only reason why the demo is like an hour long is due to the fact that it is I had to say it is only 2 monsters and only a certain segment of the ship. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I would recommend this game. Give the demo a try. The link for the game along with its demo will be in the description, and give it a go. See you guys next time.